awiesa na ekole fe ma huntofio aka JHS 1 gbeke ewo JHS 1 gbeke ho na afọ ni na afọ le hu e follow e jiamepo ene je no koni esanipo eya agbona. I don't want any student from this constituency to pronounce the word CAPR ICE as caprice when it is caprice, because if you don't teach him, he will make the same mistake our mothers and fathers have been making. Me a caprice. Meanwhile, the word is caprice.
Members from the community came as a tag to come and fight us in the Zoom. And when some of the old students alerted us, so we also put the police on alert. So when they came and they saw the offside trap, they decided that they will insult and go back.
I've also invited here representatives from the Metro Works Department, the engineering outfit of AMA, and also from the Environmental and Sanitation Department of AMA. The reason I've done that is that I want all of us to share the problems, so that when we leave this place, we all live here knowing what the situation is as far as education in Odododiodioo Ashedu Keteke is concerned. Many a time within the same school, sometimes the teachers themselves don't know all the problems of the school, because communication is in different forms and different shapes at the various sections of our society. We used to do this, but all of a sudden, I don't know whether I should be liable or my sisters and brothers should be liable. We did it twice and then it went off. Normally, we meet at the beginning of every academic year, share the problems, discuss them, and then we all take a particular path towards enhancing education in this constituency. And I say, I love teachers. I love teachers because I stand here because teachers have made me who I am. About 2 months ago, I went to visit my class 3 teacher on her 97th birthday. That teacher was one of the teachers who whipped me more, but I love her more because after years, I've come to accept that she was the one who made much impact on me as far as seriousness and discipline was concerned. Incidentally and coincidentally, or by the design of God, the husband also was my mentor and teacher when I got into broadcasting and into commentating. Mrs. Lante, wonderful teacher, 97 years, and I'm talking about, you can guess my age. You can guess my age. I'm getting slower towards the gate of retirement. So you should know, class 3, she taught me class 3. How many years now? It was good. I went to her. And she said something which impacted on me. That now that she has seen me, she feels fulfilled that the work God gave her to do on this earth has produced somebody like me. She can die and she'll be happy in her grave. So she was proud to have seen me, and I was proud to have seen her after all these years. Next month, I'm visiting another teacher of mine, Mr. Kome, who taught me in class 5. I want to do that with all my teachers. The same way I want to appreciate the teachers who are teaching my children and our children in this constituency and in this district. It's important. Few months ago, we saw off our former head teacher of Richard Akwe, and I was happy I was there. I wish that every teacher in this constituency, when his or her work is done and is leaving us, we can happily say thank you for helping to shape the future of our children. I know this community and this constituency is a very difficult one. But that's the more reason why God has chosen you to be a teacher here. That's the more reason why God did not choose anybody else but you. Because my Bible tells me that He will not give me a burden for which I cannot carry. So, you are special people. Amongst all the teachers in this country, God has chosen you at this particular time to shape the future and the life of the people in this constituency. And let me tell you, the children you are teaching could also impact on the life of their parents. Because sometimes children tell their parents, "Mommy, Daddy, don't do this. My teacher says it is not good." So in effect, you are not only teaching the children the way they should go, but you are also impacting on their life so that they will be better change agents in their homes and communities. So we appreciate you. And I'm saying that you may not be the best in the whole world or in this country, but there's a reason why you are the best for Odododiodioo. There's a reason why. Please, don't underestimate the reason why God decided that you should be a teacher in this area at this particular time. My doors are open. Let's share ideas on how together we can improve upon the standard and the future of our children. The last time I met your circuit supervisors, I was sad that according to them, the performance in the last BECE was not encouraging. Before I became an MP, and my days as an MP, until about 3 years ago, together with some of your teachers, we organized extra classes for the school children. At least those who are going to write BECE. The reason why we do that is not because you don't do well by teaching them. You don't prepare them well enough. The only reason why I introduced that thing was to prevent them from wasting their time after school. Because in this area, it is not about the time that the people spends in the school. It's about the time that they waste when they get back home. Because if we don't do that, what I have come to realize is that when they come back home, within an hour, the amount of pollution that enters that child is unbelievable. So we thought that when they close from school, engaging them again for about 3 hours, 4 hours every day would take some of them away from the various vices and the pollution that affect them in their future. Basically, it's not about academic work. Because we know if we keep them too, then it makes them also have a little bit of reorientation from what hitherto they were having in the community. And it was helping. Let me tell you, today we have one of the students who took part 7 years ago in the medical school. We have some in various universities. Out of the about 100 and something people we pay school fees for this academic year, at least about 8 of them were children who participated in the extra classes that we've been having. Please, if the performance is going down, I am liable, you are liable. From the little bit I know about teaching, if your pupils or your students perform poorly, it means that you, the teacher yourself, you are poor. Because it means that you did not do your work well. So no teacher will want the students to fail. It's a pride for a teacher when the students pass. So I know you will not intentionally prepare the children to go and fail. But the circumstances in the environment possibly will affect and mitigate against a good performance. So what do we do? In order to insulate, prevent, absorb these children from all the nuances and the trouble and the environmental noises around them, to make them better prepared for their exams and for the future. We even started a program that after the exam results have been released, we do another 1 month of preparation for those children for entry into SHS. The reason being that my research told me that a lot of our children, when they get admission to schools like in Fanspin, Wesley Girls and the rest, they become timid because of the environment from which they are coming from. Some of them throughout their life, they have not even used cutlery sets before. And they go to school and they are forced to use cutlery sets. So, among their peers in school, you see they start struggling with the fork and knife. Some of them, because in our schools here, we don't enforce, or by law, we cannot enforce the use of English language as the only medium of communication. When they get into those schools, sometimes speaking the English become a problem for them. So those people, it takes time for them to build their confidence. So what we decided to do was to prepare them every time. All those who write BECE, as soon as the results come, we prepare them at least for a month before they get admission to school. Teaching them how to use cutlery sets, how to lay their beds. I will help them in their oral, speaking, so that they could better their English language and build their confidence. We talk to them. Don't worry. Speak. Make the mistake. We correct them. In fact, sometimes I even go out of my way to teach them pronunciation that is above them. Because I don't want any student from this constituency to pronounce the word CAPRICE as caprice, when it is caprice. Because if you don't teach him, he will make the same mistake our mothers and fathers have been making. Me a caprice. Meanwhile, the word is caprice, capriciously. So we try to teach them all this to build them. We want to get this thing back. Between me and the CSOs, we want you to organize our final year students so that we can help them prepare, so that this trajectory of our performance coming down, we can take it back up again. In fact, it's unthinkable for me to be a member of parliament for this place and the education performance will be coming down. I can't accept that. So I want to help and I want to assist you so that together we can change the course of history. This is one of the reasons why I'm here today. The second has to do with, once we have multiple problems with our schools, I can only do what I can at a time. I didn't single out Richard Akwe to do all the things I did there because I am an old student of Richard Akwe. I didn't go to Richard Akwe. I had wanted to go to Richard Akwe. Up to today, it's one of my regrets that I didn't get the opportunity to go to Richard Akwe, because I used to admire their uniform. When I was wearing khaki braces and they were wearing that white canvas, always nicely dressed, I envy them, because I was wearing khaki, walking barefooted from Accra to Adabraka All Saints Anglican Primary, and I wanted to be at Richard Akwe. I fought and I couldn't get admission at Richard Akwe. But I felt that since the time of Mrs. Saki, she had been inundating me with their problems. And the Old Students Association of Richard Akwe will also not give me peace. So I will always respond to them. So if you are an head teacher or you are a circuit supervisor and you don't come with your problems, it becomes difficult for me to know what really is your problem. Recently, one-on-one, somebody will call me. I'm the head teacher of this school. Honorable, I need furniture. This one will call me. I'm the head teacher of this school. Honorable, our problem is waste management. So today, I want all of us as a family, this is a family meeting, to speak out what our problems are. Then we can put those problems together. Then we can prioritize them. Because what we have will not be sufficient to take care of all the problems. So at the end of it all of us here will know that our immediate priority as educators in this district, sub-metro, Asheduketeke, is furniture. So how do we resolve the furniture problem? Or is waste management? How do we resolve the waste management problem? Or is infrastructure? What do we do? Because just yesterday, Mr. Gidisu sitting here sent me pictures of the situation of Sempe. And I feel sad. The reason being that I was the one who relocated Sempe School. In fact, it was during our time as assembly members that Sempe School was rehabilitated. And then it is during the time of my brother as mayor and me as MP that I initiated a new building for Sempe School. And we started. I feel sad that 5 years now we will not be able to finish Sempe School for the school children to return. It hurts me that the two projects I initiated at the Ayalolo cluster, one for Central Mosque and the other for Amamu and then Jamestown Presby also. In fact, those two buildings are supposed to house 4 schools within the cluster which are facing erosion problems. So if we have finished those two buildings, those 4 schools will demolish them, and then the students will move into the 2-story buildings, and they will create a football field within the center, football field, basketball, volleyball court, recreational within, and we're going to pave the whole compound of the Ayalolo cluster of schools. That's the vision we have. But because those 2 buildings are not completed, you cannot advance the projects. So we all have to think through. As I'm talking to you now, in fact, on the Odododiodioo Lante compound, the school project, the Get Fund project I initiated, almost complete, but the school children cannot go in because the contractor has not been paid his money, so that he will formally hand over. And that place too, I've heard recently the rain, the roof is gone. I'm just telling you that at least I'm abreast with the problems as far as infrastructure is concerned. But the other issues like sanitation, water, those things, if you don't tell me, I will not be able to know, because those are some of the things we encounter almost every day. But as far as the infrastructure is concerned, that one, when I drive past, I could see. So let's interact. This meeting should be an interactive one, so we can pick your problems, then we can all discuss them. I've met with your supervisors. They gave me a paper, but I told them I'm not going to touch that paper until I heard from all of you. And I'm going to forward my response to that one to the mayor of Accra. Engage with her so that together we'll know what we can do to resolve the problem. I thank you and God bless you.
We have the BEC results so that it will inform us and we'll know where we'll move to. Ashedu Keteke, we had 800 students participating in the 2020 BEC. 2021, we haven't received the broadsheet, so we haven't worked on that. But those who are between at grade 6 and 30, 367, percentage 45.87. Those who are beyond 31, that is where we will tell the politicians will say pass, but we will say they are failed. When you get beyond grade 30, it is 10 fail. 424, only 5 students were absent. So as a house that we have, Honorable, tell us, we have done this even to the assemblymen. We went, yes, 53.50 fail. And it's a border. In fact, at Greater Accra, we have 29 districts. 29 districts, because we just created about 9 out of old Accra Metro. And the serious thing is, those districts even overtook us. And when we did the analysis for the 3 sub-metros or the 3 constituencies for Accra Metro, but it was Ashedu that disappointed us. Yes, no, they pulled Accra Metro down. Yes, because of these percentages. And so, as colleagues that we have gathered, I believe we have to look at it. Come 2022, what we need to put in. But we met the heads, they gave us targets that we are expecting 2021, whether they will meet the targets. But we're still working on this thing so that we'll be able to get Ashedu 10. For me, Honorable, it is not the area. The area, yes. We have students moving from this area to Achimota. So we need to focus and work on our performance so that we'll get, like my boss has rightly said, that at least we should get people moving here, going to Achimota, coming back, will change people's perception. Yes, it is not by chance. It is designed by divine plan that we are working in Accra. Because personally, I was born and bred in Accra here. I live in Koloko here, just here. But at least with determination, we went to secondary school. So when I meet them, I tell them it's not anything, and we're moving to Crew Town. We were working there, playing there. But we're able to move, and we have gotten to. So we have to work on those things so that we can get Ashedu Keteke change. Thank you very much.
On the Ayalolo compound. First, I'll talk about the structure, the building. If you are passing by and you look up on top of the roof, it's an eyesore. Last time, some of the roofing sheets were just hanging loose. And when we were about to vacate, I knew we were drawing nearer to the rainy season. So I had to quickly buy some iron sheets, called in the carpenter to come and do minor repairs on the building. But that was temporary. The roofing needs re-roofing because even the wooden framework is so weak that it can no longer hold new iron sheets. So when you do the minor repairs and there are strong winds, they will fall off again. Secondly, there are cracks in the pillars and the walls and on the floor to the extent that some of the mortar are falling off as debris onto the ground. Then furniture. We have broken down furniture in the school. We have been doing repairs on the furniture. But now, the repairs are too many for the wood or the woods. So when you repair, it won't last for 1 week and then it will spoil again. So we need new furniture for the children to use. I don't want to talk much. Last one, security. Sometimes burglars break through and enter head teachers' offices and make away with valuable items and teaching materials, which does not augur well for the community. So we need security on the compound so that they will check these burglars. Thank you very much.
We need a potable water because we buy a tanker for 180 Ghana, and that lasts for only 3 weeks. We use some for flashing, blah, 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 blah. So we need all this. Security, as my other colleagues said, also, last year, the office was broken into, and then they made away with 4 laptops that we use in our classrooms. As I speak now, we don't have one for our daily teaching. So these are our problems. St. Mary's Anglican, KGM Primary.
I'm Reverend Father Cyril Niyebua Utu, head of Bishop Mid-Jesus. I want to look at the problem across. Teachers and heads are doing their best. But one thing we have in this community is that the students are very truant. And their interest in education seem to be going down, down, down. A day you could record as much as 30, 50 students who are absent. And you get to the community, you meet them there. Last year, during this homework time, these children decided that the Twin Festival, they were declaring holiday. When I heard that, I said, if I get you, that is the end. Members from the community came as a tag to come and fight us in the Zoom. And when some of the old students alerted us, so we also put the police on alert. So when they came and they saw the offside trap, they decided that they will insult and go back. The other thing too is about security. After Enterprise has given us that burden, the first thing we had is that the switchboard and all the electrical components were stolen. Again, quite recently, before we vacated some few weeks ago, the teachers' lockers and things were broken into, and items and books and things taken away. Recently, we put some measures in place, and we had some people. Luckily, they jumped over the wall, and we couldn't get them. But this is the situation now. The children in this community or in this constituency, their interest in education is going down, down, down. They don't seem to have interest in studying. And it is one thing you will see them moving in and out of the community. Some sleep in fact, last time we came to the community to check around 10, 11, children were still moving in and out. So they come to school whilst you are teaching, you see them sleeping. And it's something that we want the assemblymen and then all the people to take serious note of it. If we could institute a law that when children are found at this time, they should be locked. I hope this thing will get off the community. Thank you very much.
My name is Godwin Aikpa, a teacher of Independence Avenue 1. Our school have been moved together with Avenue 2 and then Bishop Boys together with Odate to stay on the Odate compound. Our major problem now is water. And the washroom is not working for us. So access to water and then the children having the washroom being used, it's a headache. We are currently managing and we hope for the better. But no access to water for the washroom to be used is very, very bad. So we want to bring this before you. All other problems, as our sister schools are talking about, still holds in our school. Being the sports coordinator for the district, I would like to throw this aspect to you since you have been in the sports area and I know you understand better. Honorable. Yes, Ashiodi-Keteke is one of the districts which produce sportsmen for the country. And ever since 2016 when I took over, we have been doing well. Although we lack the facilities and then the amenities. The last time, 2019, we fought so hard together with my team to raise sponsorship to be able to hold athletics far as Ewak. Because we don't have a place in Ashiodi-Keteke here to hold athletics, we have to travel that far. Due to the support of my men and myself, we had to go for sponsorship. Funding this program was a headache. And every time we always hold sporting events. And it's one area the children can unearth their talents. And we are doing that. We would like to table this and say that our sports, with your presence, will see a broad daylight. Thank you so much.
Adedenkpo. Yeah, that's the name of my school. Yes. Honorable, it seems like the province, our sister schools are merging, it cut across. And I don't know whether you are aware that Mondays and Fridays are holiday for most of our students. Because if you come to school on Friday and Monday, the enrollment is very, very low. Because of the, I don't know whether the funeral or the other occasion that goes on in the town. So Mondays, Sunday they went to this program, so they are tired. They won't come on Monday. Friday too, because they are going to start a new program, they will come to school. So these are the challenges we are facing as teachers in our schools. Then another thing is that security issue. Personally, I bought a system to help in teaching my children. Like my brother said, I don't know where someone got to the school and broke their cupboard. They stole most of the things, including some of our items. So security issues we are having. Water is the same thing. We have to buy water, almost 50 cities, to do other activities in the school every week. For refuse too, the same thing. So, Honorable, if something can be done for these things, we'll be very, very grateful. Thank you very much.
My name is Theophilus Eje Siso Gamashi. I have ever witnessed Chalewote, a festival in this community. And I walk on the streets of Jamestown. Before the COVID, we were packed boot to boot, back to back. If the person in front of you has not moved a leg, you cannot move your leg. We were so tight. And the dressing of our own children, everything over there is something that you cannot talk about. It's just profanity for our children. And then, added to this social something, we would like the honorable member and then the traditional leaders to help us. We have a situation where a JHS one child has given birth with another JHS one child. Children giving birth to a child. And we in the community as adults permitted them to glorify the adoring with overnight ceremony from 6 p.m. till the following 6 a.m. in the full glare of our adults, maybe with the benefits of our adults sponsoring it. And this one, what our former metro director said, that if children are below 18 and they give birth, we shouldn't glorify it with those adoring because it makes it attractive. So if our traditional people can help us to minimize this glorification of children giving birth to children, I think most of the moral decadence may go down. And then when these adult festivals, if our children also take part, if they can also minimize the participation of children, and then our people who operate the resorts along the beach, our own children are having sex with their fellow children. I got that report from Bishop Mix. And people who manage this hotel know that these children are below 18 and they admit them into their facilities. Please, we can help to reduce the moral decadence in Ashedeketeke if members of parliament and stakeholders of education come on board to fight this canker. Thank you very much.